There you go. So again, welcome to this class. I think we'll be meeting at least twice. Kasi magiging blended learning naman siya. More on reading and lecture. And we'll have yung dialogue and discussion in the future. And I think I was just inserted spontaneously kasi sila dad and yung dad ko and sila Professor Padama ay attending their graduation in PICC. So let us also ask si Dash Campoy. Can you introduce yung name nyo and saan po kayo nanggagaling ngayon? Okay, mamaya na lang siguro. So I'm going to share yung sa mga hindi pwedeng kung hindi laptop or hindi desktop yung gamit nyo, kahit hindi naman kayo mag-join, pero hindi kayo mag-join dito sa activity na gagawin natin. So please click lang yung link na sinend ko and yan. So ang first question ko for everyone is what digital technologies are you using on a daily basis? So simple lang ang gagawin nyo. You can just click yung bulletin, itong sticky note na nasa left side. Tapos sa left side na yan, may sticky note. Tapos type nyo lang ano bang ginagamit nyo. Mobile phone. Click nyo lang yung save. Then there you go. It's there. Nakaka-access ba yung iba? So again, yung nasa left side meron diyang sticky notes nakalagay, sticky note. I-click niyo lang 'yon. Kung cellphone ang gamit niyo, mahirap ba? Masyado bang maliit ang screen?
Yes, sir. Maliit po.
Maliit, mahirap.
Opo.
Lahat ba?
Sir, pwede po bang sa chat ko na lang, ayun yung answer ko?
Sige. Pero lahat ba naka-cellphone ngayon? Or?
Ako, cellphone. Ang magbubukas parang Jamboard na app. Pero yun ba yun?
Yung Jamboard. Kung cellphone, wag na lang. Gawin natin chat na lang. Chat na lang ngayon.
Okay.
So, please chat. Ang question is, what digital technologies are you using on a daily basis? Mobile. PC. Wala bang gumagamit kay ano, Alexa, Echo, or say, hey Google? Meron ba sa inyo? On a daily basis?
Pang mayaman lang yun, sir eh.
Pero na, pwede naman, Lando. Ganun.
Lando.
Masa na yun.
So alas tatlo lang pala para-pares na sinabi niyo, no? It's either desktop, laptop, social media, mobile phone.
Pwedeng Google. Google search ba kasama doon?
Siguro nasa ano na rin yun, nasa PC na rin yun, PC software na rin yun.
Oo nga.
About sa ano, sa churches, church sa schools. Siyempre, mayroon ba mga digital sound systems?
Projectors.
Yan,
Mixers. Yes.
Mixers. Ano pa mga usually na ginagamit natin? Technologies.
Webcam.
Sino gumagamit ng alarm sa cellphone?
Yan. Kami.
So,
Yan, kami po.
Mga digital microwaves.
Drone, sir, drone.
Drone, di ba? Microwave. Uso ba sa atin ng microwave? Hindi ako nag-microwave sa Pilipinas eh.
Yes, sir. Pero air fryer po yung sikat ngayon eh.
Ayun, air fryer.
Wow, grabe. Air fryer.
Mura lang
Coffee
po sa
maker,
Shopee.
mga digital coffee makers. So, what about yung when you entered yung mga fast foods ngayon, di ba? Fast food chains. When you enter, you'll see yung mga malalaking screen. Imbis na doon na kayo after sa pinaka lalapit kayo doon sa screen and yung screen na mismo yung kukuha niyo ng orders. Ganun na, di ba? Mga kiosk. About pag pumasok kayo ng mga SM, hanapin mo yung certain store or yung map, di ba?
Parang yung LCD directory yun eh. Yung touchscreen.
So even schooling, di ba? When it comes to schooling, mostly, I know marami nag face-to-face na, pero yung iba pa rin, they're still doing yung online. And when we say online, it's either yung asynchronous or yung blended learning na pinagsasabay yung face-to-face and yung online. Right? Tapos lastly, meron pa, pati sa work. Ano yung work ng iba sa atin, di ba? Usually when we present something, we use Microsoft PowerPoint. When we try to do inventory, we use yung database systems. Every one of us, mostly I think, we have our own personal flash drives, yung mga USB ports, di ba? So in a sense, yung digital technology is already part of our daily living. Would you agree? Can you type number 1 kung nag-agree kayo doon? Number 2 kung no. Type niyo sa chat group. Yan. Mostly nag-agree. Kasi kung may number 2, tatanayin ko bakit. Yan. So everyone agrees na digital technology is already part of our daily living. And when it comes to digital technology, let me share yung aking lecture for today. So when we say digital technology, it speaks about our use of yung technology, which is yung digital technology. Technology siya na computer generated. It has a memory of a CPU, central processing, and even it computes mga hits and bits. When you say hits and bits, yung 1010. Meron na bang nakapanood ng ng Matrix sa atin? Yan. Sinong paborito ang Matrix? Type nyo number 2. Para Matrix tayo. Ganyan. Most of us, di ba, we are already engaged and even extending na yung ating life sa technology. Some scholars would argue na part na talaga siya ng life natin and somehow we are cyborgs. Sabi nga, Pastor, cyborgs pang ang layo naman. Cyborgs kasi pati yung cellphone, kung wala yung cellphone, it's hard for us to communicate. Kung wala yung internet, where we are almost, di naman 24/7, pero we are always connected sa internet. Especially when you have internet sa inyong bahay, di ba? You don't naman turn off yung Wi-Fi. It's a continuous na naka-turn on lang siya. So let me share something. Okay, I think I apologize. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Pastor JP Arseno. I'm the son of Doc Alex Arseno. And I'm doing my PhD right now sa Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, that's in Texas, but I do live here sa New Jersey and I'm pastoring a church dito sa New Jersey. Yung focus ng research interest ko and some publications are really into digital technology, virtual reality, augmented intelligence, AI, tsaka medyo minsan sa robots, mga ganon. So I somehow do a lot of research and writing when it comes sa intersection ng faith, theology na meron tayo, and even yung technology. So I think medyo unconventional for some, pero yung iba, just like what you have said a while ago, many of us are agreeing na yung digital technology is already part ng ating life. So I represent both yung World Evangelical Alliance, Mission Commission, and yung Indigitus. So sila, katulad siya Pastor Patrick San, yan, nakaka-attend na sila ng mga dating lectures in digital technology. So let's continue. These are some yung mga publications na meron ako. Technology and Theology speaks about virtual reality, and of course you'll be reading that one later on. So Thomas Frey, one of the futurists sa Google, sabi niya by 2030, 90% ng restaurants will use form of 3D food printer in their meal preparations. And we've been seeing that one even here sa US and kahit sa Pilipinas. And kahit mismo kung pina-follow niya sa Facebook si Mark Zuckerberg, kaka-print lang niya ng espada tsaka ng helmet out of 3D printing. And even sa constructions, they're also doing 3D printing by the use of course, materials for constructions. And they built villages and mga cheaper pero quality na houses for homeless and other marginalized places. Sabi nga, even when you enter later on, when you enter yung isang store, kunyari sapatos, they're no longer going to stock yung mga kanilang items. What they are going to do is papasok ka na lang, iscan nila yung paa mo, then you have your personal customized sapatos for you. You choose the design and yung mismong sakto sa paa mo, sa'yo na yun. So I think magiging maganda yon kasi hindi na mawawalan ng trabaho yung mga nasa storehouses, mga warehouses. And then that's part of advance and at the same time innovation. Though maraming sacrifices din. Especially yung drones, kanina may nagbanggit ng drones. Drones were used initially for military purposes. Pero now, kahit mga pagde-deliver ng packages, ginagamit na yung drones. Sa Pilipinas, uso-uso yung drones when it comes sa multimedia. Diba? Yung mga weddings, mga same-day edit, projects. Pero drones are also used pag-locate ng mga geographical places and other matters. Marami ba ditong teachers? Meron bang mga teachers natin dito? Wala. Balak mag-teacher. Taas kamay. Wala. So, sagot-sagot.
Nagtuturo sa ano?
Ano?
Kahit sa mga churches, mga seminars, mga yan.
Kunyari Kunyari yung mga teachers before, ang pinaka work or job description is of course to teach, di ba? Use yung curriculum design and to teach. Pero mostly if you are not going to step up when it comes sa instructional design, then medyo hindi mo kayang i-market na yung sarili mo. So parang one step higher yung marketing ng self-marketing mo pag meron kang skill sa instructional design. Ano yung instructional design? You can do curriculum design integrated ng digital technology. Yeah, just like what we are doing right now. So digital education, if you want free education, there's Khan Academy, University of People, and even VR Seminary by DJ Soto. Yung Khan Academy, University of People, Coursera, what else? May mga alam pa ba kayo? Yung ano yung edu I forgot. So maraming digital education, they're offering free learnings, pero you need to have yung certain certification level. Yun ang babayaran mo sa kanila. And many of us even uses YouTube instructional videos when it comes to our presentation. So everything is digital. Even sa virtual reality. May nakanood na ng Matrix Reloaded, Ready Player One. May nakapanood na ba ng Ready Player One? One of my favorite movies. Upload sa Amazon Prime, and yung recently, yung Free Guy. So everyone is also towards virtual reality. And if you're going to ask me, that's the trend and that's where we are going. Si Zuckerberg, if you know him, last October, di ba? He already officially announced na hindi na Facebook ang pangalan ng Facebook na company. Ano na yung pangalan ng company nila?
Meta.
Yes, so Meta. So they have yung Meta Horizon Worlds, and they're pushing towards that one, and even yung almost maklaim na yung reality of that one. And we can argue, no? Tanong ko, do you accept yung virtual reality as reality? Or kung di naman accept, do you agree na real yung virtual reality? Type 1 kung yes, type 2 kung no. Pero kung gusto niyo mag-unmute.
Part na ng reality.
Ano, Pastor?
Part na ng reality, like because it also involves people, it involves interactions,
Yes.
part na ng society.
Yep, and I do agree kasi yun nga, part na siya ng ating ng ating culture, social actualization. And even yung idea na nung nagkaroon ng COVID, we were all forced na mag-transition sa digital technology, 'di ba? Mismong 3 months after ng COVID, lahat ng churches and even schools went sa Zoom meetings. Nag-broadcast sa YouTube. Ang laking problema kasi yung ating internet sa Philippines ay medyo mabagal during that time. Pero at least, I hope so, may improvement na sa ngayon. May improvement na ba? Nawala po ako ng 2019, so almost 3 years.
Wala pa rin po, Pas.
Wala pa rin ba? I hope meron, pero kayo ang ano yan, kayong pwedeng humusga. So pag tinanong niyo ako, Pastor JP, what's going to happen in the future? Are we still going back dun sa idea of 2019 na panahon? Especially when it comes to church. So kasi ang course nyo is church management, so everything should be in the context of church, Christianity, faith, and even of course extending sa schools and community. Pero with that kind of thought, kailangan ba natin bumalik sa 2019 na kind of lifestyle? Kasi we are calling yung lifestyle na meron tayo ngayon as new normal. So kailangan ba natin bumalik doon, or should we progress or go forward doon sa post-digital or post-COVID na situation? So anong tingin nyo? Adapt na tayo, kailangan na mag-adapt. Sabi ni Christian, yeah, I do agree na need na natin mag-adapt. If you're going to praise yung technology, especially yung mga influential and malaking impact sa ating history, yung mechanical clock, ang nag-start po niyan. So, by the way, I sent you yung ating lecture notes. You can print that one, or dahil nasa digital topic tayo, pwede nyo rin hindi i-print. Pwede nyo rin yung i-download lang sa cellphone nyo. Tapos, I don't know, you can use yung PDF, you can write on it, or you can use it as a guide. So, may mga parang textbook ang ginawa ko dyan, you can fill in. So, first dyan is yung mechanical clock. Yung mechanical clock po, nag-start ng mechanical clock sa church context. Bakit, Pastor, paano yun? Actually, hindi sa church, sa monastery. During the 11th to 12th century, they are having yung struggle sa monastery. Di ba sa monastery, especially when it comes sa Roman Catholic, they have yung time sa prayer. May prayer time sila. Exactly prayer time. Sino bang nakakalam kung anong mga oras na kailangan magpipray yung Roman Catholic? Di ba meron yung Angelus? What time is Angelus? 3 p.m.?
12.
Ano? 6? Medyo hindi marinig si Eugene.
6 p.m. po.
6 p.m. So anyway, other than that, alam ko marami pa silang mga time na kailangan uniform sila. So they came up sa isang technology, and that's mechanical clock, na later on, naging of course, gamit-gamit na natin ngayon, digital clocks. For us to be reminded na, gantong oras na pala kailangan mag-pray. So that happened, and we did not stop using it. We actually adapted using it, and at the same time we somehow innovated from using it as well. So when it comes to temporal, or which is time, we are now engaging and embracing this technology. So hindi tayo bumalik sa hindi paggamit ng clock, pero mas naging part pa ng life natin. That's why whenever there's a parish churches, may mga parish church sa isang community. When you say parish church, di ba, yun yung pinaka-main church sa isang community, sa isang town. Lagi silang may malaking clock at laging merong bell. Kasi that's the time na, kailangan na pala nating magsimba, kailangan na nating mag-pray. So, from that kind of thought, they impacted yung buong society. What's next? Yung printing press. Kailan na buo yung printing press? What century? Type lang kayo, type. Type or unmute. You can, interactive.
I think 1500s po yata during the time of
1600s. So actually, late 1400s. Late 1400s, sino ang nag-invent?
Johannes Gutenberg po.
Johannes
Yes.
Gutenberg.
Yan. So, si Johannes Gutenberg, ang nag-invent niyan. And ang first na print niya is actually the Bible, which we call Gutenberg Bible. So, you see, again, Christians are always part when it comes to innovation. So after ng printing ng Bible, nang naging next sa Bible, nabuo yung time nila Tyndale, nabuo yung sila Wycliffe, tapos yung ginagamit ng karamihan, I think, especially when it comes sa mga Bible Baptist and Fundamental Baptist, yung King James 1611 was also printed using yung printing press. So again, innovation. Ngayon, Pastor, that's history. What about sa Bible? Even in the Bible, when you're going to read yung sa 2nd John and 3rd John, sinabi ng author, si Apostle John, write down niya doon na, I hope that I can meet you face to face, but somehow I'm going to use muna yung paper and ink. And paper and ink are also an innovation. Innovation yung paper and ink, or a modern technology for them. Bakit? If you're familiar with the Greek philosophers, si Plato, si Aristotle, si Socrates, si Plato himself, he wrote something, and this is called Tamian skepticism. I'll write it down. So si King Thamus, sabi ni Plato, pinagbawal niya yung pagsusulat. So pinagbawal niya yung note-taking. First, kasi mahal. Yung resources, mahal. Wala naman silang katulad natin ngayon na print. They're using, it's either skin ng animal or mga bagay, materials from trees. Of course, we are also using that one. Pero, pinagbawal niya yun. Why? Because sabi niya, magiging tamad yung tao mag-memorize. So parang, in some point, tama naman siya. Pero ngayon, sa atin, especially for parents, you would encourage your children na magsulat. Ayaw mo sila na matutong mag-type lang or to depend solely sa Google or internet. Why? Kasi you would like them na kailangan magsulat tayo. Even sa adult learning, kahit sa professional education, they are arguing the 90 to 100% ng ating learning style is only effective pag ginamit natin yung sight, hearing, and even yung writing natin. So pag listening and seeing lang, visual and even listening, that's only 40 to 60%. Not until you write it down, 90% ang ating learning. So it's important to take notes. Pero ngayon, di ba, hindi na kailangan mag-take note kasi pwede namang i-record na lang. Tapos panoorin na lang ulit mamaya. Or yung iba, if you're attending seminars, ayaw nyo mag-type, may PowerPoint, pipicturean nyo na lang yung PowerPoint. Tama po ba? Ginagawa nyo ba yan?
Yes po.
Yes po.
So again, another innovation sa Bible technology is yung Romans Road technology. What's Romans Road? Yung Romans Road is itong picture na to, typical talaga na road siya. Ginamit ni Apostle Paul during sa missionary journeys niya. That's part of Pax Romana or Roman peace. So, lahat, in all aspects, sa time, sa note-taking, sa books, and even sa transportation, there's technological advancement, innovation, that are part not just biblically speaking, not just historically speaking, even towards sa intersection ng ating faith sa ating Panginoong Diyos. So you'll really see that one happening right now. Kasi minsan, ang problema, I don't know if you have the same experience as me. Nung umattend ako ng camp when I was still youth, no? Bata, nung youth pa ako. Youth pa rin po naman ako hanggang ngayon. Bata pa rin ako. Pero yung umattend ako youth, sinabihan ako na, uy, dapat ang dala mong Bible, yung hardbound Bible. Kasi yung Bible na cellphone, sa cellphone or sa iPad, hindi yan totoong Bible. Or meron sasabihin sa, oh, the technology, internet, makamundo yan, makasalanan. So people are trying to abhor or even criticize yung innovation. Kasi lagi nating sinasabing masama yung technology. Pero in fact, historically speaking and biblical, na meron naman talagang technology. Even si Tony Reinke, yung assistant ni John Piper, wrote a book and he argued na yung mismong ginamit na physics ni David nung paglaban niya kay Goliath is a form of modern technology. Na yung pagsling niya ng paglaban niya kay Goliath. So there's a lot more of that one. Pero ang point ko dito, technology is good. When I say good, as long as it is used for God's glory and sa benefit ng community. Sige, next muna ako dito. So, let us read. Many people using the internet no longer distinguish between life online and life offline. Everyone is already on their emails, searching information, maintaining friendships, and social networks are part of everyday routine. Do you agree? Type 1 kung nag-agree kayo dyan. So what's our duty? Anong responsibility? Anong role natin? First, before natin alamin kung ano ba dapat yung gawin natin, we should understand muna yung time natin itself. And I'll go forward to that one. Is it, di ba? Is it theologically sound? It is proper? Is it ethical? Lahat na itanong natin ng paggamit ng technology. So I will ground yung argument ko, especially, and of course, itong presentation to sa grand meta-narrative. Sa meta-narrative ng Bible, kasi meta-narrative yung pinaka-kwento ng Biblia. Ano ba yung kwento ng Biblia? First, di ba? God created the world, creation story. After that, nagkaroon ng pumasok yung kasalanan. Di ba? Nagkasala ang tao. And that's the fall. And there's this promise of restoration and redemption. So I will ground yung 3 argument ko, and before we matapos ko yun, and we can I hope we can finish on time and or even earlier. First is a creation story, next is fall, and finally yung mismong redemption. So you'll love this one, I tell you, especially doon sa fall. So keep yan na lang kayo. Hindi ko kita pero ano lang kayo. Diyan, stay lang kayo dyan. Makinig kayo. I'll ask questions mamaya. First is, I call it yung co-creators or theology of making and developing. Just like what I've said, yung technology, it innovated from oral tradition, example yung Bible itself, yung scriptures, 'di ba? Sa Deuteronomy 6, sabi, kailangan i-memorize nyo yung Bible. Ipasa nyo sa inyong mga anak. So yung oral tradition, yun yung argument din ni Plato, ng Greek philosopher, na you should memorize these things. You should understand these things and pass it on through memorization sa ibang mga tao din. So oral tradition. Pero papyrus, scrolls, and codices entered. So gaano ba kamahal yung papyrus, yung scroll na yan? Mahal po siya, and Dr. Michael Haken even said na katulad yung 2 John and 3 John, sa isang papyrus lang yun nagkasya. So ganun siya ka rare and then important. So not everyone has an access and is not capable to earn or even possess personal scrolls and codices. Not until, syempre, nagkaroon sila ng paano nila pinapasa yung mga letter ni Apostle Paul, paano nila pinapasa yung mga letter nila Apostle John, nila Peter. Of course, mayroong mga amanuenses. I don't know if you already had your church history. Yung amanuenses, yung secretary nila. So yung mga apostles, they'll just say things, yung amanuenses magsusulat. Then after writing, meron ulit magsusulat ng mga scribes, may magsusulat ulit gagayahin. So parang copy, copy and paste, pero walang paste, copy and writing sila. So yung nagsusulat, ang nagiging problema, minsan nagkakaroon ng mistakes sa spelling and even sa mga grammar, so nababago yung salita. So ang ginawa, good thing, pumasok nga yung 15th century, time ni Johannes Gutenberg, yung printing press. So just need one, and that one will be uniform when it comes to printing. As long as, of course, perfect din naman yung, hopefully, yung pagkakagamit dun sa first na pinaka product. Tapos, sabi nila, di ba? Sabi nila, hindi naman yan totoo, kasi ang totoo, ang inspired word of God is only yung mga sinulat ng scribes. So yung mga copied ng printing press or printed ng mga printing press, it's not. Ano yan? Sa demonyo. I don't know if you have heard that phrase. Tapos dumating yung modern century, which is 19 hanggang 20th century. Tayo na sa 21st century. So yung 20th century, dumating yung time ng paggamit ng meron dito sa may California, it's called Cathedral of Air, radio airwaves. Meron ba ditong na-save or na-convert because he or she was listening sa radio station like BZAS? Meron ba dito sa atin? Wala. Okay, mukhang wala. Andiyan pa ba kayo? Type nyo nga number 2.
Dito pa.
Wala. Yes, sir. Dito pa po.
Dito ba, Pastor?
Good. So, mamaya salita, wala na pala kayo. Yan. So,
Tig lang po.
keep listening. So, sabi doon, meron nga yung radio airwaves. Kahit mismo, I don't know, many of us, dahil kinalakihan na natin yung radyo, pero many, during the time ng innovation ng radio stations, they're saying na sa demonyo yung radio stations. So, ibig sabihin, dapat hindi ka nakikinig sa radyo. Ang tanong doon, bakit pastor? Paano naging masama yun? So, sabi ng mga naunang mga pastor, mga naunang scholars, theologians, sabi na, basahin niyo yung Ephesians 2. Di ba? Ephesians 2. Sabi na siya yung Ephesians 2. Tapos makalagay na kayo, Prince of the Air. Prince of the Air. Sino yung Prince of the Air? Sino yung Prince of the Air? Na nakalagay sa Ephesians 2?
Satan?
Si Satan, di ba? So, nakalagay doon.
Ano naman, ano yung Pastor?
Kaya nga So, ang sabi nila, So, ibig sabihin yung air itself, kasi ang radio station, airwaves yan eh, di ba? Airwaves. So, ginagamit yan ng kaaway, ginagamit ng devil. So, laging ganun yung concept. Laging skeptical tayo when it comes to innovation. So, even nung pagdating ng mga Bible apps, internet, YouVersion, even yung pag mismo nitong 2020, pag-enter natin ng 2020, nung nagkaroon ng COVID, we're also skeptical sa mga online worship, online Zoom meeting, broadcasting ng ating worship services. So medyo skeptical tayo lagi sa mga ganong. Pero God, through His providence, are allowing all these things to be of use, especially to first and foremost, to reach and proclaim the word of God. Second, to worship Him and glorify Him, benefiting yung community na meron tayo. So those kind of things, di ba? So lahat naman yun is nagiging part ng ating pananampalataya and buhay. But even the idea, I'm grounding yung idea ng pag-create, like when you say creating a website, creating a software, creating a post, creating a content, creating a digital platform, everything, when you say all those things, it's embedded dun sa imago Dei natin, the image of God, to the point that we are created to be creative. And even yung term na co-creator, when say co-creator, you're not saying that you are of equal sa ating Panginoon Diyos, but God is inviting us to be part dun sa ating, sa kanyang creation. Diba? In Genesis, the first, both in Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, we were humanity, diba? We were called to partake, to rule over, to subdue, and to even create names. And lalagay ko dito yung next. Diba? Dito, mag-create ka ng name, i-create mo yung names ng mga hayop, tapos plants. The time of Genesis 3:15, ang first, ang sasabi ng Evangelion, yung create ng first covenant, si God nag-create ng first covenant kay Adam and Eve sa Genesis 3:15, Genesis 6, Genesis 9, kay Noah nag-create ng ark, 'di ba? And tinawanan ng mga tao yun. Sabi na, ano bang ginagawa mo? That's innovation. That's an ark. Sino bang gagawa nun? That's something big. Tapos nag-create noon, after noon nag-create ng covenant, universal covenant ng Panginoon Diyos to rainbow. So God Himself is into creating things, developing, building. It permeates the entire Bible from the beginning even sa new creation. Saan pa, Pastor? Nag-create pa sa Moses. Diba nag-create nung tabernacle, nag-create ng Ark of Covenant. King David nag-create ng temple. Of course, only happened during the time of King Solomon. And even in that time, God, Yahweh, created a covenant and an everlasting covenant hanggang sa dumating si Jesus. Ngayon, Pastor, tapos na si Jesus, ano pang ginawa? Jesus had a lot of miracles. Diba? He even, said, diba? Sabi niya, on this rock, I will build my church. I will create this community, the body of Christ. Even Christ Himself is into creating. Hanggang sa mga ating mga apostol, hanggang sa pinakadulo, Revelation 21 and Revelation 22, God is still into creating, restoring, this new creation. So again, from Genesis to Revelation, it's all part of creating. So do not despise yung technology innovation because it's part. I forgot this specific author. Ako, pina-follow ko pa naman sa Twitter. Specific author, sabi niya, yung pag-restore ng Panginoong Diyos sa mundo, hindi naman niya sinabi dun sa Revelation 21:22 na ibabalik niya sa state ng Garden of Eden. Pero there's this new city. He was using city. That term means progress. Sa city, hindi naman siya mukhang garden, hindi siya province. It's a city. There's buildings on it. So from Garden of Eden to this new city, diba? New heaven on earth, new creation, it's all part of God's plan, God's providence. So to co-create or develop is to conform on, imitate God's image, the image of God. Now, co-creator, si Garner, hindi si Garner yung tinutukoy ko. Pero si Garner even extend sa paggamit ng robotics, prosthetics. Yung itong babae na nakikita niya dito sa virtual reality, I'll just going to share this story. Yung bata na nandyan, 4 years nang patay. So 4 years na siyang patay, yung bata na yan. So what they did, they recreated yung image ng bata and make her look alive sa virtual world, sa virtual reality. And for that mother to see her daughter once again after 4 years, sobrang dramatic, sobrang nakakaiyak, pero at the same time, sabi ng isang Princeton neurologist, sabi niya, na it actually helped yung mother sa pag-move forward and magkaroon ng sense yung kanyang grief. Of course, napakahalaga ng process of grieving. So itong mother, sabi niya, it really helped her kasi merong closure. And many of us, diba, minsan may biglang namatayan tayo. Ang pinaka-guilt natin is hindi tayo nakapagpaalam. So the one below, I don't know if you can see that one. Nakikita niyo yung ano ko, di ba? Yung PowerPoint ko.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Kasi mamaya hindi pala nakikita. Kanina po pala ako nag-start, no? Anyway, yung nasa baba, that's the first 3D printed heart. And it's functioning. It's tumitibok. That one is out of stem cells. So those kind of innovations, I don't know, diba? Papunta na yan sa transhumanism and other stuff. Pero we will just focus sa digitality. Pero all this part is towards dun sa idea ng, of course, ma-uplift yung life ng tao, madami tayong matulungan, magkaroon sila ng flourishing life, not just materially speaking, but even yung holistic life itself. And that's really something big. And I would even love to see people who had been so, diba? So having struggle and suffering na ma-uplift yung kanilang mga situations alive. And this one, technology is amoral. When we say amoral, walang morality. It's either good or bad. Neither good nor bad. So it depends on the one who will use it. So katulad ng hollow blocks. Bricks ang ginagamit ko dito kasi nasa US, no? Bricks. Pero sa atin, sa Pilipinas, hollow blocks, saan nyo pang pwedeng gamitin ng hollow block? Pwede nyo gamitin pang gawa ng bahay. So that's something good. Pwede nyo rin panghampas. Diba? Pwede nyo rin ibuto, ipukpok sa ulo ng isang tao. Wag naman. Pero pwede nyo gawin yon, and that's something bad. So yung mismong morality ng technology is dependent dun sa taong gagamit. And sadly, well, you're aware sa Philippines, ang technology ay gamit ng hindi mga Kristiyano. There's a lot of false and fake news. Even medias are being used, social media. Paggawa ng platforms and website developments, and even pornography. So you'll see na kailangan natin mag-take part as people who are not just learned but even who has faith in Christ. So, statistics says na lahat dito tayo, we are using it already even for spiritual purposes. Pag sinabing spiritual, hindi yung parang spiritista na, pero para spiritual content, religious use, pag-attend ng church. These are all 2017. What more today ng 2020. Sabi ni Carriaga, yung virtual connections and yung Romance Road, and yun na yung ating kailangan. I showed you kanina yung Romance Road. Yun yung technology that we are going to use as well when it comes to bridging yung creation na mayroong plano ng Panginoon Diyos na lahat to is for good, for progress. And then that is also our part na kailangan natin gamitin itong mga bagay na to. Now you're going to ask me, Pastor JP, bakit mo kami laging pinipilit na gamitin yung digital technology? Alam namin, ginagamit namin yung digital technology on a daily basis. But why should we use it? Kasi diba, again, creation narrative, hindi lang naman good creation na nangyari. Right after Genesis 2, Genesis 3, nagkaroon ng fall of humanity. So spiritual malwares, cyber Trojan horse, pumasok. What happened to us? Nag-corrupt tayo. Nagkaroon ng corruption sa ating heart and mind. So what happened? Nagkaroon ng tinatawag nating 7 deadly digital sins. So, listen to this. So I would like to know if you are check yung marks nyo, baka present tong 7 deadly digital sins sa inyong life. Hopefully not. So first, fake news or lies. So fake news and lies. It's all over our social media, websites, platforms, lahat, no? Yung kasinungalingan. So, totoo yan. Since 2016, we are now living in a post-truth age. Post-truth age is the idea, in layman's term, na napaka-common for us to hear fake news. Parang normal na marinig yun. Normal mo na makita sa newspaper. Uy, naku, fake news yan. It has become an expression. So, that's a sad reality. Next, pornography. Of course, these are emotions, yung love, diba? Na corrupted, turned to lust. Pornography. Selective posting. Yan. Sino po dito may mga social media? Sinabi nyo kanina, most of you has yung social media. When you say selective posting is this, especially for those who are using Instagram or even Facebook. You only post the things na you know that will build up your image. You're going only to post yung mga good things. Nandito ako ngayon sa SM, nag-Starbucks ako. I'm here at a certain place. Sa Boracay ako. Pero you're not going to post something na alam mong magkakasira sa iyong imahe. So that's selective posting. And somehow it is building your ideal self. And then that's a sense of narcissism and a sense of pride. On the other side, meron ding envy yun. Meron ding jealousy. No? Paano yung envy ni Pastor? Nakita mo yung kaibigan mo, nag-post na, meron akong bagong iPhone 13. So ikaw, nainggit, bili ka din, no? Uy, meron akong may bagong TV yung kapitbahay. So ikaw, nainggit, bumili ka din ng bagong TV. So sometimes you also follow people, especially celebrities, and you are hindi naman dreaming and hindi naman pinagpe-pray na ganun din yung buhay mo. Pero you are being envious to the point of you would covet yung mga bagay na hindi naman for you. So that's selective posting. That's the third 7 deadly digital sin. Actually, you can share this one. No? I made this up, of course, with some readings. Of course, ito very contextualized pang pang Pilipino. Sana all mentality. Everything na, sana all or eShop. Lalo na yung yung nagkaroon na sa Lazada or Shopee. Ano ba mas sikat sa Pilipinas? Lazada or Shopee? I don't know.
Dalawa. Both.
Both naglalaban. No? Amazon, sikat ba ang Amazon sa Philippines?
Hindi po masyado.
Yun, sabi. Yeah, so sabi nila that there's this old saying, tell me who your friends are, then I'll tell you who you are. Diba? You have heard about that saying. Ako naman, I have a saying, show me what your cart, your online cart looks like right now, and I tell you who you are. So marami tayo laging naka-add to cart. Hindi naman natin bibilin. So, another form is meron din tayong tinatawag na digital hoarding. You just keep on hoarding. So, that's also not good. Especially dito sa US, meron dito, yun, di ba? Meron Black Friday. Black Friday is yung discounted lahat ng bagay dito sa States. Pero meron din silang tinatawag na Cyber Monday. Yung Cyber Monday, everything online is on sale. So, that's another form of gluttony and greed. I don't know, I added gluttony there. If you've been watching, di ba, yung mga video contents na kumakain, nag-ASMR, nagmumukbang, di ba? And if you're going to observe that, ang daming views nung mga yon. And they're eating, especially when it comes to mukbang, they're eating a lot of things na hindi naman kailangan lahat yun. So that's glutton. Lalo na kung lagi. Kahit sa sense ng just for the sake of content. Again, that's not good. Next, media addiction. Well, I said there media addiction kasi yung ating generation today, especially Generation Z and younger millennials and even the alphas, you don't call them addicted sa media just because you're seeing them na lagi nasa online. Online and digital environment is already a part. Part na siya ng life natin, especially ng mga younger generation. So you please refrain from using the term, addicted ka na dyan sa ginagawa mo. No, nagiging addiction lang isang bagay if it already disrupts your daily living, yung normal daily living. Di ka na nakakakain, di ka na naliligo, 2 days ka nang di nagsisipilyo. So yun addiction na yan on something. Nanood ka ng K-drama, tinapos mo yung 16 to 20 episodes. So, yung mga ganong bagay. May mga tinatamaan po ba? So, pasensya na kayo. Pero, di ko naman kayo nakikita. Anyway, so even yung sloth, wala ka nang ginagawa. So, that's another deadly digital thing. So, even sa gaming. Yes, Moises, do you have a question?
Sir, I have a youth at our church who spent a lot of time playing games, online games like ML, you know that. So says he spent time, I think 6 to 7 hours playing, but he eats and he sleeps. Yung time na yon sometimes straight half. Can we categorize that as addiction? No?
Siguro hindi pa addiction po yun. Pero kailangan kailangan na rin siyang sabihan. And kailangan niya na rin
papunta na siya doon.
Matulungan na, of course, to cope up na hindi lang yun ang kailangan niya gawin. Na youth ba na to, nadidisrupt na yung kanyang pag-aaral.
Yes, actually yung hindi lang yung pag-aaral niya, pati yung relationship niya sa family niya.
So kailangan na niya ng ng guidance. So one good thing why we are learning digital theology, because many of us, especially sa churches, we do not have yung children technological safety protocols. So, and I'll show you later dito, no? Kailangan maalala ko yun. Pero itong next, piracy and stealing and even cyberbullying. So yung piracy or stealing, if you even still now are using torrent, after this, tamaan naman kayo, wag na po. Diba? Wag na po kayo mag-torrent. Next naman is, especially when it comes sa manonood ka ng movies sa ibang sites, I think the proper, if we are Christians, the proper is we buy it. You can rent on YouTube. You can watch it on cinema. You can pay subscription sa Netflix. Do that. Do that. Tapos huwag kayong mag-guilty na nagbabayad kayo ng subscription. That's part of it. So iwasan na po natin yung piracy in all forms, no? In all forms, even by using yung mga cracked version ng softwares. Yan, wag na po. Minsan yun yung nangyayari, no? Especially when it comes to churches. I'm not condemning, and of course hindi naman ako nangongondena. I think yung kulang lang tayo ng awareness. Minsan sa atin, especially yung sumikat yung easy worship during that time, marami gumagamit at cracked version. Kumakanta ka, you worship God, you're seeing yung PowerPoint presentation and nakalagay doon. May mga watermark nakalagay na you're expired and you are using yung hindi legal na software. So I think we are having either double standard or hypocrisy doon sa thought na yan. So iwasan na rin natin yan, especially yung cyberbullying, anger. As much as possible, wag niyo na lang patulan yung mga taong nagpo-post sa social media. Wag tayong maging keyboard warriors. Wag kayong sa fake news na like number 1, do not take part. If you are not an expert of something or a specific thing na yon, do not share, especially if it's a theory like a conspiracy theory and no valid So do not take part on those things. So that is 7 deadly digital sins. I hope na you liked it. Siguro after this one, we'll have a break. Pero let me go kasi gusto ko lang ma-diretso dun sa idea na sinabi ni Moises kanina. Idea is this one. When it comes to pornography and even sa cyberbullying, and of course yung media addiction, 9 out of 10 boys and 6 out of 10 girls have been exposed to pornography before the age of 18. And that's true po. So if you have children, if you have young people na may access to digital technology, so cell phones or even iPads, please make sure that you are guiding them correctly. So as early as you can, teach them about these things. Now, 50% of Christian men and 20% of Christian women are addicted to porn. And take note of this, the most popular day for viewing it is on Sunday. And lastly, 57% of pastors and 64% of youth pastors indicated that they struggle with or have struggled with pornography in the past. Now, Pastor JP, you're just showing us yung statistics sa States or sa London. Si Ken Baldo, si Ate Ken Baldo, I don't know if you know her. She did her MA thesis sa IPNTS sa Nazarene, Asia Pacific Nazarene Theological Seminary. That's in Rizal. And I was the examiner ng kanyang thesis. And she said nasabi dito, makinig kayo, 90 to 96%. 90 to 96%. 11 to 17 years old na mga bata sa Pilipinas are already exposed sa pornography and even sa cyberbullying. When you say pornography, it's not the full content, but minsan, syempre, di ba, may mga advertisements, may mga mag-share na kaibigan sa chat group nila of these unsolicited videos. So, those kind of things. And again, we are not doing anything. Wala tayong ginagawa as a church, as a person, as a pastor, or as a community leader. We're doing nothing. We are passive when it comes to this. We are indifferent. Kasi akala natin wala tayong responsibility. So that's why we need to share yung gospel. We need to be the light and the beacon when it comes to these spaces. During the lockdown, nag-share ba tayo ng salita ni Lord? I don't know. Maybe yes or no. So, I know you have a lot of questions and good reflection about it. Pause muna tayo. I'll give you 7 minutes. I'll give you 7 minutes na break time. So break time muna po tayo. Kung may mga tanong kayo, isipin nyo lang muna or pwede nyo lang i-chat sa chat group. Pero let us pause for 7 minutes. Balik tayo ng 3:25. Okay. Nandito na ba ang lahat? Type 3. Number 3.
Sir, anong number po?
Number 3.
Okay po.
Number 3. Type niyo number 3. So, nandito na kayo. So I might finish it mga 10 to 15 minutes as meron tayong question and answer. I would like to do that dahil 3:25 AM na dito sa akin. So let's do it. Yeah. Nakita nyo yung aking ano?
Nawala po.
Yan. Yan, kita?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So going back, since lahat nandito naman na, hope so, yung ating narrative is from creation story, di ba? Ginawa ng Panginoon Diyos itong bagay na to for good. Pero sin entered, nagkaroon ng kasalanan, we are corrupted, we have sinned yung 7 deadly digital sins, kasalanan. Pero there's hope. So these are part, as Christians, these are part as community leaders, church, for us to really redeem and engage in these digital spaces, becoming the salt and light in this virtual world. First, sound digital theology is very important, and we have seen that one, biblical, theologically sound. Ang ating engagement sa digital technology is for us to share the gospel of Christ in these places. Now look at this. This is the latest na ating makikitang data. In this data report, 63% of the entire population of the world are connected sa internet. It's either using a phone, laptop, or desktop. Lahat connected na sa internet. Everyone. 64%. Now, there's this idea na, di ba, sa ating discipleship, Matthew, the Great Commission, sabi sa Great Commission, go and make disciples, di ba? Go to where people are, puntahan mo sila, at share mo yung gospel, teach them, and baptize them. So the idea is we are refraining na pumunta kung saan ang mga tao. We have the concept na hanggang ngayon we hindi man force pero we still try to make them come to our church. We do cantatas, we do activities at church and let them come in our churches. Rather us going to where they are and sharing the gospel of Christ to them. There's nothing wrong from the former one, pero yung latter is more biblical. We need to go. And if people are 64% online, we should be there, di ba? Should be online as well. Now, next data here, makita nyo, is that let's go here. Di ba? Ito sa first one. Sa kulay blue na to, itong may icon na globe, almost 7 hours yung average time of using internet. Yan. 6 hours ang ating pagkam. Ganyan ba kayo sa inyo? 7 hours. I think na pag open mo, pagbukas mo ng paggising mo, sabi nga nila dati paggising mo for yung mga may asawa na, yung wives would go to the kitchen, prepare ng breakfast and even ng coffee. Tapos yung mga tatay would wake up, kuha ng dyaryo, mag-start magbasa ng balita. But now, especially for younger generation, pagising, open ng Facebook, nag-like na ba nilike ba ng crush ko yung status ko? Like ba niya, shinare ba nila yung aking pinost? So those kind of things. So 7 hours. So pagpunta mo sa work, everything is on email, chat, systems na ginagamit nyo. It's also internet connected. Pag the drive mo, you're using GPS. Pagkakain ka, you use microwave, digital microwave, digital refrigerators, everything's digital. Pag-connect mo, nag-video call, you're calling, you're communicating to your phone, that's also digital. Pagigising ka, alarm clock, using your phone, that's also digital. Pag matutulog ka, makikinig ka ng podcast, everything is digital. Tama? Yan, di ba? So exempted si Pastor si Christian. So ikaw, ka 24/7 ka. So again, ang question ko is this. Can you make a guess kung sino yung top 1 pagdating sa connection?
China.
Country. Anong country? China?
China.
What else? Sino pang gustong
Japan.
Japan? Good.
Philippines.
Sino nagsabi nun?
Ako. So,
Actually, Philippines.
mahilig mag-spend ng time ang mga Pinoy sa SOCMED eh.
Yan. Actually, that's correct. So, kung nabasa niyo yung Get a Life Online ni Mighty Racing, I think it was, I don't know if it's 2011 or 2012. So, since 2012, up hanggang ngayon, up still now, Philippines has been always the social media capital of the world. So you can see that one, that's 4 hours, average 4 hours per day. Average lang yun. Yung world itself, yung worldwide, ang average ng world is 2 hours and 13 minutes. So kayo ba, sa social media, 4 hours ba kayo pag nagsa-social media? type nyo, dito 4 hours. Testing capital. Also, I think I can argue with this one kasi mabagal yung internet sa Pilipinas, di ba? So, kung mabagal, matagal na minsan naglo-loading, nagba-buff. So, kaya siguro matagal din yung oras. So, I don't know. We can make more assumptions on that. Pero the data is that one. Napalitan lang yan nung January 2022. November 2021, we are still on the top. January 2022, tinalo tayo ng South Africa. Pero hanggang ngayon, number 1 pa rin ng Pilipinas. So next, ang sabi sa Bible, go and make disciples, not come and make disciples. So that's our goal for this time. Should neither try to demolish technology nor run away from it. We can restrain it and must redeem it. Technology is a gift, just like what I've been saying a while ago, that we should embrace and we should use. That's how God intended it for us. We should walk again and travel the network. God is present in the midst of this virtual world. So the idea of divine proximity, God is there, God is with us. You cannot limit the power of the Holy Spirit. And then that we have to take part when it comes to sharing God's word, the gospel of Christ in these virtual spaces to make use. So ako friend ko si Pastor Patrick San sa Facebook. I've been seeing yung kanilang mga Facebook Live and iba sa inyo siguro nagpo-podcast. So continue doing that one. Pero minsan we don't just focus on the content. Kasi minsan naka-focus tayo sa content. The idea is going beyond that to create a community, a loving community, a community of God. So we should learn more of that one. So next na topic natin is Pastor JP, what's the best software, best way for us to penetrate when it comes to missions and evangelism? Ano yung pinaka-authentic? Kasi the question is, authentic ba yung mga relationship and ating experience sa digital community? So, I don't know if you know Robloxian Christians. So that's kung yung mga anak niyo ba nag-Roblox? So, para sa mga Lego.
Yes, Pastor.
And so actually merong ministry yung Roblox Christians, they have that one. For VR MMO, they also have what? Pag sinabing VR MMO, is virtual reality, massive multiplayer online. I do that one. I do play and I do meet mga youth doon sa and I'll show you later. So this one is yung VR church, yung virtual reality church. So we praise God for that na we are not hindi tayo nahuhuli. And I love yung representation natin, especially when it comes to metaverse. So I know you find it weird. No? Many of you siguro first time nila narinig to na, mayroong virtual reality church. So yes, there are virtual reality churches and you are on an avatar, this one, mga animated avatars. So this one is me, ako yung nasa gitna. Kasi ito yung dalawang youth leader namin sa church. So we tour around sa Outspace VR, sa community ng VR. And we connected with some people. So what I love on this one, sa kanilang community, check niyo yung second sentence dito sa behind every avatar is a real person. So lahat ng tao makakausap mo, it's an opportunity for you to evangelize and build a relationship. So those kind of things. So let us not limit that one. So I'm not saying, again, I'm not forcing you to completely transition from in-person church meetings. I do love that one. Ganyan lang kayo. Hindi nyo kailangan i-push or ipilit ang sarili nyo na mag-transition sa digital ministries. If only there are like people na pwede nyong matap to do this one, then that is a good one. May specific kayong youth leader na very engaging or very competent when it comes to digital skills. Use their talent, use their gift. That's a ministry. Hindi lang praise and worship ang ministry sa church. This is also ministry. Meron tayong men's, meron tayong women's ministry, meron tayong seniors ministry. This is a ministry, digital ministry, specifically for the generation today. So this one is the Roblox. Phygital, I don't like using the term phygital. Phygital is combined word ng physical and digital. I use hybrid church. So, and those kind of things, wala na yan. So dito, ang aking conclusion, we make digital disciples, not just mere consumers. So when you focus on just creating contents and being influenced ng kung ano bang gusto ng mga audience mo, you are empowering yung mga consumers. So that not just mere consumers, but we are called to make disciples, saturate them, and be transformed. Christian content creating does not stop in just creating, but it invites people to participate in the gospel narrative, the kingdom of God. So, yeah. So I think we're done. We're done. So itong breakout sessions, anong oras na ba? 3:40. So I'll pause muna itong breakout session. Siguro next time na lang to. Doon na i-pass up. So, yan. So if you can show yourselves para makita ko naman na at least sa wakas may kausap ako. And also, let's go dun sa question and answer natin. So I don't know if you already downloaded yung ating lecture notes. Yung lecture notes na yan, take that one.
Yes, sir.
Yung PDF format na yan, merong sa pinakababa may assignments.
Yes, sir. Meron po.
So you just need to choose one. Choose one. Tapos babasahin nyo yun. Tapos just make a reflection on it. So, personal reflection. So wala naman akong criteria sa reflection as long as you have read the paper and I will know it. Nabasa nyo yun eh. So, just choose one, 3 papers yan, 3 articles, pipili lang kayo ng isa, and 2 pages lang naman ang aking requirement. So, you can send that one sa aking email, yung email ko nandiyan na rin, sa lecture notes na yan. So, kung lahat naman nata kayo lahat kayo nandito sa di ba? Sa chat group.
Yes po.
So, I think it depends kala Alex and kala Professor Padama kung kailan ulit yung next session natin. I don't know if nauna tayong Christian ethics nyo with Doc Padama. So, kung matapos lang yon, I'll be back. Unahin nyo lang muna yung mismong nyo, kung ano yung schedule nyo kay Doc Alex. We're just following. Pero yung aking deadline is on September 10. So meron September 10. So any question dun sa topic natin or anything you would like to discuss?
Pastor, I have a question.
Sige, Moises muna.
Ladies first. Naunang
Sige po. May share lang po ako later.
Ikaw naman na daw, Moises.
Okay, how about yung AI technology, Pastor? I saw wala video ba yun sa that yung AI technology daw dangerous. Ito ba yun, Pastor? Kasi
Danger.
they have this robotic something na nakita ko. And then nagsalita yung AI robot na parang 10 years from now ipapalitan na raw talaga nila yung human, something ganun.
Baka
Doon yun sa parang sa
baka yung kay Keanu Reeves yung napanood niya.
hindi.
Hindi naman.
Hindi, kasi
I mean,
ano
joke
siya
lang yan,
eh.
joke lang yan. I think I know that one. Actually,
Parang expo siya nung mga robotic.
Yeah, I think
Babae pa nga na robot eh.
I know that one kasi there was this seminar, yung Google Lambda. In Google Lambda, there was a question if they has this possibility na maging sentient. Sentient is able to possess or to capable na magkaroon ng feelings or emotions. So yung AI ba, yung artificial intelligence, robotics, are they capable to have their own feelings? I think they can know of the concept. They can but they won't have yung feelings. They won't have yung thought of that one. So medyo
So ibig sabihin hindi sila pwedeng maging sentient talaga, right? Of course,
hindi.
it's a machine, right?
Yeah,
So it's
machine
only
learning
created
naman
by
sila.
human.
And kung ano lang naman yung nafe-feed natin sa kanila, yun lang din yung magiging. Pero merong magiging, and I do think in the near future, 50 years from now, they'll also have their own rights, policies and protection. So try to think yung animals natin noon, wala namang animal rights di ba? Noon. So suddenly someone said na kailangan mahalaga, mayroong animal rights, hindi pwedeng i-abuse. So there will also be a case for that one. That's another good debate. And that's why we are here. We are being one step forward in determining this kind of questions. Sige po.
Thank you, Pastor.
Sa akin po, Pastor, gusto ko lang pong i-share kasi napag-usapan po natin kanina yung about sa technology. And baka rin po kasi meron ding interested na churches like for us na nung time po kasi nung pandemic, we use the quick share program. Kumbaga, we use that para mag-evangelize but using technology. So, yun lang po. Gusto ko lang pong i-share yan kasi naging malaking blessing po yan sa amin dahil kahit pandemic that time, nakatulong siya na makakapag-reach out kami all over the places using that program so that we can share it also to other churches. It's a quick share online program.
Quick share.
Evangelism, ano po siya, via virtual.
Thank you for sharing po.
Okay po. Welcome.
Sino pang may Si Carol, may tanong?
Sir, mag-a-ask lang po ako if makakakuha din po ba kami, sir, ng copy po nung PowerPoint presentation yung kanina. Ay, yung kakatapos lang po natin.
Okay. So actually, share na sa inyo yan. I-share ko ngayon sa link.
Thank you, sir.
Wala nang tanong. Kung wala na tayong tanong.
Pastor, is there a possibility ba na magkaroon ng virtual reality? Like, parang may nabasa rin ako ng article na parang may experience mo yung world nung panahon ni Jesus na parang natatransport na yung tao sa ganun klaseng.
Hindi naman siya hindi time machine. Parang mafe-feel mo lang kung nandun ka na sa time niya.
Hindi. Parang ganun eh, no? Hindi,
Pero
parang virtual
meron tayong tinatawag na metaverse, world creation. So, it's a job right now. I don't know kung meron pa kayong balak magbago ng career. So, meron tinatawag na world creator. So, ang job mo is to really create worlds sa loob ng metaverse. And that's really helpful, especially sa education natin ngayon. Because I think it's really one of the best way for us to teach ngayon. NFC, mga cryptocurrencies. Ano yung NFC? NFTs? Non-fungible coins?
Sorry. NFTs, yeah. Sa metaverse.
Oo, meron yan, meron. So I don't know if I think it's more on the church, this church decision kung tatanggap ng offerings na Bitcoin or Ethereum. Ako tatanggap ako kung bibigyan niya ako. Yeah,
Pero sir, ano ba? Ang tawag dito, 'di ba gumawa na sila ng metaverse na may mga virtual community and all that stuff. Would you suggest would you suggest na the church starts getting to understand this new community that's happening in the internet world?
Yeah. Actually, katulad kanina nga, ako together with our youth leaders, we go sa metaverse, we visit metaverse, we try to talk to other people, try to build relationship. So if you can do that one, if you have an access, kung pwede naman sa laptop, pwede rin sa bumili kayo ng Oculus 2 Rift, I don't know. Pero if you have if you can do that one, that's very important. Everyone is going there. Mark Zuckerberg is forcing everyone to be at the Horizon Worlds. So that will be the future. Ang tawag dyan ngayon is yung Web3. Web3 is the idea na everything will be fully digital. Yung natin is just a Web2, yung social media, yung websites. That's 2D things. Web2 lang yon. So yung Web3, that's pushing forward sa metaverse, non-fungible coins, tokens. Yeah. Again, if you don't need to force yourself to transition to these things. Pero the mere idea that you are aware, you should know that one in order for you to reach out, especially for the next generation. Okay. Sige, mayroong follow-up? Nadasa?
Ako po, I agree. Kasi ang tawag doon, it's like a future now eh. Parang the generations nowadays, especially the youths, pag tinanong mo sila regarding sa 3D and all that stuff, ano po sila parang mas alam na nila. Lalo pero here in the Philippines, not yet. Pero when you talk to youths outside the countries, ano na po sila, what do you call this? Parang they'd rather invest their money there rather than put up businesses that earn more money. So, ang tawag dito, I will put more, I'll give more time into discovering that. Kasi kami po, ang tawag dito, our company has started discovering this. Pero we're still trying to figure out if it is something that we can apply in the church or not. Pero nga sabi mo kanina po, 'di ba? Since it's in the future, it's coming ahead. It's better to be prepared in this kind of things. Tapos yung mga Bitcoin and Ethereum, medyo ang hirap i-explain sa mga pastor kung paano siya gagawin. Paano mo ipapaintindi yung language? Pero yeah, we really need to be well versed in this new language. So thank you po, sir, JP.
So actually I have a good book about it. Anyway, nasa likod ko 'yon. Yung idea is digital is no longer just a technology but it is a language. So hindi mo na pwedeng pilitin yung mga younger generation na wag humawak ng cellphone or wag manood ng YouTube or Netflix. It's already part and engraved sa kanilang mga lifestyle. And the blame, makinig po tayo, no? Especially sa mga Gen X and older millennials. Ang blame nun is nasa inyo po. Kasi even us, yung mga Gen X and millennials, older millennials, we did not teach them how to use the technology or internet. Most probably, kayo pa mismo yung nagtatanong sa mga younger ones na paano gumamit ng media and technology. So, ano ba tong TikTok? Ano ba tong Snapchat? May bago po kami ginagamit na app, yung BeReal. So, I don't know. Kasi kaming mga younger generations, joke lang, din naman ako Gen Z. So, yun lang. I think that's all for today. Keep nyo na lang yung mga questions nyo later on. So, please, yung lecture notes nandun sa chat group, download nyo. Yung assignments, nandun naman yung instructions. If you have question, you can email me or you can ask si Doc Alex. So, picture taking daw muna tayo, sabi ni Doc Alex. Sige, 1, 2, yan. Okay po.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.
God bless po.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
God bless po.
Thank you po.
Thank you, sir.